All right, let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. The car you drive might be the biggest reason that you're broke or quietly building wealth. And we're going to vlog this from my car. So, yeah, not your income, not the economy. It's your car. Your car can literally make or break you. Mine does really good for me, but that's not always the case because every time you choose new over used, you're not just buying transportation, you're giving up future freedom. And today I'm going to show you exactly how driving used vehicles like this one that I'm in right now compounds wealth behind the scenes, even if nobody claps for it. I'm in my basic 2021 Chevy Silverado 2500 base model. Nothing fancy about it, but it's been paid off for 4 years. So, quick disclaimer, this video is for educational entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just how I personally think and feel about money, wealth, and long-term freedom. Always do your own research. Now, here's the trap that most people fall into. And everybody's guilty of it. I've been guilty of it myself when I was like in my 20s and stuff. They get a raise, they feel successful, and the first move they make is upgrading their car. New car smell, new payment, new insurance bill. We've all been there. I've done it. But here's what actually happened. And I'm glad that I realized this now sooner than later. But you locked yourself into a depreciating asset. You increased your fixed monthly expenses and you delayed your wealth timeline by years. But cars don't just lose value, like they literally steal your opportunity. A $700 payment isn't just a $700 payment, and that's pretty normal. And nowadays, actually, it's $700 though that could have been invested, compounded, or used to buy assets that will pay you back. I wish I would have thought like this in my 20s, but I didn't. I'm now 40. But let's talk numbers, not emotions. A brand new vehicle loses 20 to 30% of its value in the first year. As soon as you drive it off the lot. By year 5, most are worth half of what you paid. That's the truth right there. My truck right now is on its 5th year. You're paying top dollar literally for the fastest losing years of ownership. Like that's pointless. When you buy used, especially like 2 to 5 years old, someone has already ate that loss. I bought this truck when it was 2 years old. I actually offered them $10,000 under what they were asking and I got it. So that's how I got into this one. But it's reliable transportation. It's got modern features. I had a lower purchase price on it. My insurance is low because it's a base model and lower taxes. It does exactly what I needed to. Same road, same destination, way less damage to me. All I needed for it to do was just like tow my trailer and stuff around. So here's the part that nobody talks about though. Driving a used vehicle doesn't just save you money. It buys flexibility. Now, when your car is paid off, like this one that I'm sitting in has been paid off since I got it, or it's cheap enough not to stress you, then there's a lot of things that you can do. You can invest aggressively, like I do, and I show you guys on this channel. You can take career risk. You can start side hustles. Like I show you, I've found ways to use this truck to produce income. You can ride out market downturns, and you can say no to bad financial decisions. I've had so many people ask me, why don't you go get a 2025 Denali or yada, yada, yada. And luxury isn't the leather seats. Luxury is options. And I have options because I drive a used paid off vehicle. Now, let's say a new car payment is $700 a month, and that's being generous. Like a used car payment, we'll say $300 a month, which that's about right. That's $400 a month saved. Now, what if you invested that at 8 to 10% returns for 20 years? That difference alone becomes 6 figures. And that's just one decision. Imagine if you have like your vehicle, your spouse's vehicle, or kids' vehicles or whatever. Most people don't realize that they're not treating themselves. They're borrowing from their own future just to drive a new vehicle. I don't hate cars or trucks. I love them. Like I love them and I like nice things, but I like financial freedom more, and I like knowing that I have a brokerage account that could buy this truck 20 times over and not worry about it. So, like, my rule is simple. I buy used, I buy reliable, and I buy what I can afford without stress. Then I redirect the difference into my investment accounts, any assets that I want to purchase, income streams, things like that. And I make the vehicle work for me and I don't stress on it. Nobody compliments my truck at stoplights. I can promise you that. It's just an all blacked out stock Chevy 2500. But my brokerage account doesn't care if anybody compliments my truck or not. Now, here's what people get wrong. Driving used isn't a life sentence. Think of it like a season. You're delaying gratification now so you don't have to work forever later. I know that I can afford a nice new vehicle, and that's my gratification, and I just am choosing not to. But the funny part about it is most wealthy people actually still drive used vehicles. Yeah, they might have like one toy or something, but once you understand money, flexing loses its appeal, honestly. Like, it's just not that exciting. It's not important to you. If you think this video made you rethink how you view cars or payments or lifestyle inflation, hit the like button. New channel here. If you're building wealth quietly and you don't care who notices, subscribe. That's what we're doing here, taking you guys along on the journey with me. If you want more financial freedom and you want it more than approval, you're in the right place. This is what we're here for. I'm showing you guys how I'm doing it as an average earner, military, active duty member with some side hustles. We're making our way to $1 million. We're showing off driving our used paid off vehicles that do not get all of the glamour and the likes. It is what it is. I love this truck. And honestly, like, I'll give you a little backstory about this truck too, since we're at the end of the video and you guys kind of don't know. So before this truck, I had a very nice F-250 and it was like a nice, like, show truck on like a 12-inch lift and nice billet wheels, like fully custom suspension. And that was my daily driver. And it was hard to maintain. And my payments were $1,000 a month. And I felt trapped. I absolutely hated it because the truck wasn't practical. It didn't do what I needed to do. And I was just making massive payments just to have a cool truck to put up on social media. And people would say, oh, wow, that's a nice truck. Man, like, it got to the point where I just didn't care anymore because it was a waste of money. So I sold the truck and I actually made money off the truck because it was a custom truck, which was nice. And then I had a Toyota Corolla also that had been paid off for like 10 years. I drove that thing around for like almost a year and loved it. It was great. Saved up some money, enjoyed not having payments. And then I knew that I needed a truck to haul a 24-foot trailer, my enclosed trailer that I like haul my C10 around and stuff in. And I got tired of modifying all my daily drivers. So I knew that I wanted like a 2500 or an F-250. And so I started shopping around and I ended up finding this truck in Maryland, like 6 hours away. I love black trucks. So I found an all blacked out Chevy 2500. It was a 2021. And at the time, I knew dealerships were having a hard time selling vehicles. So I used that to my advantage. I had, most of the cash to pay for this truck, but I decided to finance it because I have extremely good credit. I knew I could get a really low rate, way lower rate than what my money would make in the market. So I called the dealership and I offered them to buy the vehicle, sight unseen on the vehicle. They had me do like some FaceTime, like walkarounds or whatever, but the truck was immaculate. It had like 20,000 miles on it. It was a 2021 and I made them an offer on it and they declined it. And I was like, okay, no big deal. And I'll keep looking around because I don't need the truck right now. I've got another car and like my C10 wasn't going to be ready for like a year. So like I wasn't pressured into buying the truck. And like a week and a half later, they literally called me back and they said, hey, do you still want the truck? And I said, yeah, for that price. And then you're also going to pay to ship it down to me. And they agreed to it. And I got the truck for like $10,000 less than they were asking on the dealership. And they shipped the truck to me and delivered it like 2 days later. I told them that I was going to finance the truck, so they thought I was going to finance through them. And then right at the last minute, I said, nope, I got my own financing. Here you go. And did that. And then, since I had been without truck payments for like a year and had gotten all that money back from my truck, I had saved up some money from investments and stuff. And I think the payments were around like $700 a month on this truck for like the first year and a half that I was on it. But my interest rate was like a 2% or something. It was something crazy low. And so I let money from the market just keep compounding for like a year and a half. And then I just paid this truck off super fast. I've had no payments on this truck for like 3 years, 3.5 years or so. And it's great. I have 70,000 miles in this truck. It works absolutely perfect. It's a baseline Chevy 2500. It's completely stock, and I'm going to drive this truck until it falls apart. Like, I have zero intention of trading this truck in or getting rid of it. This is exactly perfect for what I need. I don't care if people don't like it or it doesn't get likes on Instagram. This is the perfect vehicle for me. It's paid off, and I'm going to enjoy a decade of like no payments on this thing. And I invest that money every month instead. And it's the best decision that I ever made.